Welcome to Drag Race TV LA's weekly recap of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6, Episode 9. The queens present their animation creations on the runway, and we look forward to hearing what you thought about the runway and who slayed and who deserved to go away. If you like to talk Drag Race, you've come to the right place. Hello, hello, hello. Ollie and Mark are the top two All-Stars of the week.
Time to lip sync.
Exactly. A lip sync for our legacy. Thank you guys for joining us. We will be recapping, like I said, episode 9, Drag Tots of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star 6. If you guys have not already, please subscribe. I'm going to figure out the hand situation here. Click the little logo in the corner to subscribe to the channel. And be sure to follow us on all social media and Twitch. If you want to watch on Twitch, you can watch us on Twitch at DRTVLA. Follow that so you can find out when we're doing shows, if we move them, and that kind of stuff. Sometimes we post fun memes as well. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty's in the room. Hello, Kitty. Ollie, what are your overall thoughts on that episode this week?
It was very straightforward, I think, but it's still very entertaining. I think I'm just biased because I really do enjoy all of the queens, like from the entire season. Whereas doesn't feel like it feels like it's a little dragging a little bit, but we're finally getting there. And I know we'll talk about this twist that's coming up, but I'm just ready for it, because it's really just I hope it's worth it. Yeah. I'm going in with a lot of low expectations, to be perfectly honest, but I'm just like, come on. I think we just really want to see how this season's going to end. I think I'm one of those fans. It's going to be bittersweet, but I'm just ready to see how it's going to go down.
Yeah. I don't know. We said before, I do feel like they're listening, whether they're listening to us or just have people that watch Twitter and see what people are saying about the show. Because like I said, I feel like it's still produced. It's never going to not be produced, but it doesn't seem to be a clear front runner. It seems a little more balanced, definitely more balanced and that kind of stuff. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I don't know. I think, there's still 3 more episodes?
Probably.
Somebody could win. Kylie could win the next 3 and be the clear front. You know what I mean? It could completely change in a minute. I liked the episode. I did wasn't hating on it. I think, is this the Untucked or was it last week where one of them said they made a comment about how they're not being bitchy and screaming and yelling and stuff like that. Which I feel like, especially the new queens, when it's a new season, they feel like they have to do that to get airtime. If you're good, you're going to get airtime. Let's just put it that way. So be good. Don't be a bitch. But it doesn't bother me. Does it bother? Have you noticed a difference? And do you like it better, or are you indifferent to it?
It's almost as if you don't need drama on the All-Star seasons. I think the last time we had drama was definitely All-Stars 5. But it's with this one, I think the cast is just so talented. There's this obviously twist I think that's the drama kind of a little bit. And there has been drama with Jan, but it hasn't been excruciating. It hasn't been forced, so it's been nice. It's just been a really nice, palatable season to watch,
Yeah. Agreed. I don't have anxiety watching it. I'm enjoying it. I think there've been some really fun challenges. We had a mini challenge finally this week. So let's get into it. And just a little teaser for what is to come later in the episode. I was playing on Reddit again. So I have some drama from the episode that we'll discuss at the end of the podcast. So make sure you stick around to the end for the good stuff. We're not going to give it to you now so that you can go make it, Totino's pizza rolls or something. No, we're going to make you wait. All right. So just as a reminder, previously on RuPaul's Drag Race, it was the challenge with the Queen's Dread, Snatch Game of Love, and category on the runway was pop art. Ginger Minj became only the second queen in Drag Race history to win Snatch Game twice, along with Ben de la Creme. After Lip Sync Assassin, Heidi and Closet had a wardrobe malfunction. Ginger won her second lip sync for her legacy and had the power to send home Pandora Box. So that is where we left it. A little fun note. I mean, I don't know that you're paying much attention. I don't know if everyone's paying much attention, but Ginger Minj has now won $50,000. So just from competing on All Stars, she's actually won more money than the Spania Queen who won their season, the Holland Queen who won her season, the Down Under Queens who won their season, the UK Queen who won their season. So she's won $50,000 and it's not even over yet. Plus little incidental monies that she won as well. Just thought I'd point that out. All right. So after elimination, it turned out that it was unanimous that everybody voted for Pandora to go home. I'm curious, Ollie, I'm not going to preface it with anything. What are your thoughts right now after watching this episode of Trinity?
Of Trinity?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like her winning, her personality, or...
kind of like, I mean, are you getting, like, I feel like I'm getting a different Trinity than I was getting before.
Yeah, I could say that. Or I could see that. I mean, this is the first time she's definitely been overall succeeding. Yeah, she was in the bottom last week for Snatch Game. It was hard to see her, like, kind of not try because she knew she went into the challenge knowing she was going to do bad when really I feel like she should have just been like get into it, get into character, participate. That's always the downside. Yeah. So that was a little bit of like a little left a bad taste in my mouth from last week for Trinity. I still enjoy her, obviously. Like she's won 2 challenges. She's almost won another challenge, with with her Beyonce. But I've definitely still been enjoying her. But I just hope that like that whole saboteur thing doesn't come back, because we saw it last week a little bit with the Snatch Game.
Yeah. I don't know, like at the beginning of the episode and even throughout the episode, even with the challenge and the little mini challenge, I just felt like, is she giving up? Like, I felt like she's just seems so defeated. There was a moment where I felt like, wow, she's really like coming in like full force. She's giving it her all. And now I just kind of feel like, she's like, okay, if you send me home, I guess.
I think she still wants to win. I think she's just like, she unlike Ginger or Eureka, like Trinity doesn't want to look stupid, I think. She takes herself too seriously, which is fine, but it's almost to the point of like, just have fun, laugh at yourself, make fun of yourself. It's okay to look stupid. I'm not saying you're stupid, but to have fun. Have fun with those challenges that you aren't comfortable with. I think that's what it is. Yeah. You see her you see the gears turning, you see her feel uncomfortable in challenges she's not suited towards, which is those improv challenge. Well, not the improv challenges, because I think she did well with that one. But you know what I'm saying. The challenges she's just not comfortable with, you see her just fall apart.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Kylie said when Kylie talked to Ru in the workroom and Ru was like, you really stepped up for Snatch Game. We were really impressed. And her attitude was, look, I have nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. One of the things at my acting school when I was in acting class, one of our like catchphrases that we used all the time was dare to suck. Like, come into the room, be prepared to mess up, be prepared because you got to work through things. You know what I mean? And sometimes messing up becomes gold. You know what I mean? Like, so you just, and if you're holding back, you're never going to get those things. So she needs to just put herself out there. Yeah, I don't know. I just was getting a vibe from her. Caesar, I left your thing on the screen because your comment. She says, feels like Trinity said, in the saboteur, take the wheel. Little Carrie Underwood reference to Jesus Take the Wheel, one of my favorite songs in the whole wide world. So thanks for that. Well, she is moody, right? That is a very good point, BK teacher. Yeah. So we got, like I said, we got a mini challenge. They played a game of all-star class superlatives. I didn't know that that's what those were called, superlatives. That was new to me. Ollie, did you win any class superlatives in high school?
I actually did.
What did you win?
It was funny because I got quiet cutie.
Quiet cutie?
Yeah.
That's very Ollie.
Very Ollie. I was very quieter now than I was in high school. I was super quiet in high school. Or quieter back then.
Yeah.
Did you?
I got most active male. And I was devastated that I did not get wittiest. I was pissed that I did not get wittiest.
You didn't get best hair?
You know, I didn't have the best hair in high school. I wish I had a photo to show you to pop up on the screen. I'll bring one next week. Yeah, you wouldn't recognize. Oh, wait. Here, you can see me here. This is from high school. Let's take it off the wall.
Uh-oh.
Who's ready? This is here's my senior prom. There with my little neighbor that I used to babysit.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you can see oh, hold on.
I feel like this is a drag race moment. Lorayne, what would you say to Mark?
Lose the haircut. I had to wear glasses. I didn't have a choice. It was contacts were. I'm so aging myself. Contacts kind of just started coming out when I was in high school. So when I graduated high school, my graduation present to myself was contact lenses.
Were they still the plastic ones? Those little.
They were like they are now.
Okay.
They were the same. Yeah. They were the same. They weren't. No, there were like super teeny tiny ones I think originally, but it wasn't one. I never had those. I had the regular kind. So yeah, I got most active, and I was pissed. I was pissed. I did not get wittiest. I was pissed. But whatever. To each their own. All right, so let's just run through. I'll just run through really quick what the categories were and who won those categories. So most likely to steal your boyfriend was Kylie. Prettiest queen was Kylie. Most likely to have a sugar daddy was Kylie. Messiest, gassiest, bossiest, shadiest was all Eureka. Most likely to become president was Ginger. Moodiest was Trinity. And then who was most likely to go home next was either Trinity. It was a tie, Trinity and Eureka. Kylie and Ginger won. They had the most points and got $1,000 each cash prize. Any comments, concerns, Ollie, about the mini challenge?
I liked it. It was nice to have a mini challenge. Like you said, it's like perfect number because there's been so many queens. And definitely this was a little dick in the soup. They want some drama a little bit because we haven't had drama. So it was the perfect opportunity to have some drama. But I definitely loved it. Yeah. But also what I didn't love was when Trinity voted for herself. I hated that. Like, participate.
Somebody just wrote. Yeah. Oh, here, Caesar wrote. I mean, she even voted for herself as most likely to go home next in the Superlatives mini challenge.
Because she didn't want to vote someone else out. That's why she did it.
And I get that, but at the same, like,
everyone else did it.
Yeah, it's like, girl, like, it's a TV show. Like, this isn't like. You're not making the decision right now who's going home. You're just saying who you think, which you can have a thought, about what that is. yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun. Fun little mix up because we haven't had a mini challenge. So we go right into the maxi challenge, which is to transform themselves into a magical live action character that pays a visit to the very animated Drag Tots. Now streaming on Wow Presents Plus if you want to watch. I think it's season 2 just dropped. So perfect timing. They had to create a character with a name, backstory, and magical power, then design a head-to-toe look to bring her to life on the runway. I thought it's a good challenge. Like, it definitely checked a lot of boxes. Like, there was a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
Overall thoughts on the challenge itself?
I really enjoyed the challenge because it was a lot of it was a design challenge, also make the garment, but also you're creating a character. And I almost wish they did this earlier because I enjoyed the challenge so much. But I think it worked because I just love seeing different queens' interpretations of design challenges. But I think it almost worked better to have less queens because there was so much thought put into it at the same time. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, damn, this was a really good challenge.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It's fun to get kids involved in drag and introduce them to drag. Because I don't know if is Drag Talks for kids, or is it for adults too?
Or is it just sure? I don't watch. I'm not a cartoon watcher.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's rated G or if it's rated PG.
PG.
If you guys watch it, he's saying, has anyone watched? If anyone in the chat has watched, let us know. Just curious to know how adult it is. Is it as adult as Drag Race TV, or is it I mean, Bianca's on it, so
yeah,
that's questionable.
I'm assuming it's cartoons with adult innuendos, probably for kids, but adult innuendos, adult jokes, I should say. Not trying to put sexual innuendos, but adults can get the joke, probably, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. Hello Kitty says it's cute. Herself. Yeah. All right, so Rue did visit the workroom. The only thing that kind of stood out to me was, again, I always say, listen to Rue when she's telling you something. And she questioned the name of her character, which she was going to do Queen Simi. And Rue didn't really like it. So she did change it. We'll get to what she chose later, but she did end up changing it, which was, again, a smart move. I do think her new choice was a better choice. Because I just wasn't getting it. I was like, see me. But the situation kids can face. Oh, it's Hello Kitty says it's situation that kids can face. The show. Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. So there, we haven't, like I said, we haven't had a lot of drama between the queens, but I did feel like this challenge in particular, for whatever reason, and maybe they were just playing it up in the editing, but I fell for it. It just seemed like there was Kylie was stressed about sewing. Raja was overthinking her character. Eureka was worried about just winning a challenge. So I just felt like the workroom preparation seemed very stressful. Did you feel that?
Yeah, everyone had their, obviously, like you said, their own problem. So that was their own drama, their own little mini storylines. So it was also good because you didn't know who was going home. It was definitely a moment where you can tell who's being edited to kind of go home. So this episode, I'm like, who the is going home? I can't tell because of everyone has their own little mini struggles going on.
Yeah. I meant to write it down. It was almost going to be my quote of the week, and I did not write it down. But Kylie said, let me see if I think maybe she posted it on her Instagram. I think she posted the quote. Oh, maybe she didn't. Okay, I don't see it. She said something like, I may not know how to do it, but I know how to make it work, is basically what she said. It wasn't those words at all, but it was very similar to that. And that's kind of what you have to do. Like, you have to go in, like, if you, like, do you really think you're going to win at something if you're walking into the room going, I'm not good at this? You know what I mean? Like, again, dare to suck. Like, make a costume. Maybe it's not going to be good, but even if you're not confident in your sewing abilities, let's say, you're most likely not going to make a good costume anyway, right?
Right.
So dare to suck. Dare to make it even more stupid, because I can guarantee you, if you make it more stupid, they might actually end up liking it because you took it to an extreme, you know? So I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot of stress and drama leading up to the
runway.
Yeah. They also talked in the workroom. I'll ask you another. We'll take this to my co-hosts here as well. They talked about things they remember from their childhood. Granted, your childhood is not very far away. Mine is much further away than yours is. But what like early memories do you have of Ollie, of being a little Ollie Drennan?
Let's see what happened yesterday. No. Kind of just like, I think it was kind of relates to this challenge in terms of just kind of getting lost in media. Like, I think children's media is so important in telling like important stories, which I didn't have a whole lot of friends growing up. I still don't have a whole lot of friends. So media is like my best friend. It will always be. And I think I get so inspired and I learn a lot from media. You know, even like cartoons, there's so much that are embedded within the themes and the symbols. So I definitely like lost myself in like kids shows or video games because that's all I got, you know, because I didn't have a whole lot of friends, especially being queer, which you can, well, you were probably popular. You were,
I wasn't necessarily, you know, it's funny too, because I think back, my twin brother is so much, he remembers so much more than I do. And I don't know if it's because he's lived in our hometown longer, so he's around these people, and I feel like that keeps those memories. I've been so removed from my hometown since I went to college. Like, I never went back. I mean, I went home like for summers and stuff like that and here and there, but I was never like home. I never lived in my hometown after high school. So I feel like just because I went through college and bartending and drag and LA and, you know, all these things, like those memories started to go. I will say this, like, I always think when they do the challenge where they talk to their younger selves, I mean, I had fun. I don't, you know, I remember people calling me fag, but I don't ever remember like crying all the way home because of it. You know what I mean? Like, I probably just got upset and went on with my day. And, you know, my family was really cool. We used to cassette record the TV, like TV shows, like the opening of Laverne and Shirley. We'd record it on our cassette recorder and then we'd reenact it.
Wow.
We would do that with Barb Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters. We would literally recreate the performances and do performances for our neighbors in our garage. And yeah, I was Louise Mandrell. So those are some of my childhood memories. All good. So we'll get to the runway and we can talk about all the characters and their looks and stuff. So the category is Drag Tots. Charlie XCX was a judge. I'm guessing you know Charlie XCX.
Of course. Oh, I thought that was Hannah Montana. I love Charlie XCX.
Pop singer.
The gays love Charlie XCX.
I recognized the song when I heard it, but I didn't know who she was. I'm not gonna lie.
She's one of those artists I think isn't like a household name, but you've heard a song, whether you know it was like her name or not. You've definitely heard her because she collaborates with so many people.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I like that. I like when I kind of get to know somebody too from just watching the show and stuff. It's always fun. And we also had the drag tot characters of Latrice Royale and Bianca Del Rio giving commentary during the runways too, which I thought actually was quite cute. And then Michelle and Ross joined Rue on the panel. Before we get into the looks, I have to ask your thoughts on Rue's runway walk. Because we got a little more personality from Rue down the runway this week.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I was probably looking at my phone while I was watching because I didn't see it until like all the memes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, on social media. So I was literally probably just having like one of those stupid social media moments. But it was cute. You know, yeah. I love seeing Rue not be so Rue. Rue-bot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's nice. It's nice. You know, just look silly every now and then. You don't have to look so prim and polished. It's fun. People love it. People will meme it if Rue does that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think anytime we see Rue doing that, like, you have this image of, I think Rue, I will say this, and I don't know if I've ever said this on the show, but I did see RuPaul live in like 1997 or 1998 here on Sunset. She was at a bar. Somebody gave me a ticket. And I hated it.
What did she do?
She was just singing and doing her stuff, but I remember Sheila Rue was there, and she was sitting up in the little balcony, right, kind of, so Rue's performing, and She's like right here, like in the little booth. She literally just talked to Shishi the whole show, and she was just potty mouth. Like, it was just so like, and that's, I'm not saying that I'm prim and proper and Mark is definitely not prim and proper. Lorayne is definitely more prim and proper than I am. So it just kind of bothered me. Like, I was like, I didn't really want to stay. I did stay, but I was just like, afterwards, I was like, I feel like, I mean, that was a long time ago. I was a very different person then. She was a very different person then. I feel like she's evolved. And I enjoy more of who she is now. More of this, like, wise old owl, like, I'm going to help the kids. I'm going to make the community stronger. I'm going to do good. Like, that to me is what drag is for. So it's not just to get on the microphone and have a potty mouth, So, again, I think I loved it. I just love, again, I like when she shows something that you're not expecting.
Yeah, I love it when she's even DJing, like nowadays. She looks so silly and ridiculous. Yeah. And she's just like at DragCon, I remember her specifically like going off and looking, like, you don't see that side of Rue. So it's nice. It's nice.
Who's this? Ken? He says, I want to meet Mark's twin. Do you share the same laugh? And if so, does it echo when you both laugh? You never met my twin, did you, Ollie?
No.
Okay. He lived here for a while.
Okay. Oh, my conspiracy theory was that Lorayne was your twin.
I mean, if I did his makeup, he would probably look very much like what I look in drag. I think if you see us, I'll have to get another picture. I don't think I have one of him on the wall here. Is he here? He's not on this wall. He's in my apartment somewhere. And it's probably a really old picture too. Well, this is us in high school, but we didn't look anything like there either. We sound alike in that, like, I heard his voice on somebody's answering machine. I happened to walk into the room as they were playing their answering machine, and it was my brother leaving a message. And I remember standing there going, I don't remember leaving that message. Like, to me, it sounded like me talking. So I was so confused for a second. I was like, what is going on? And then my friend looked at me, he's like, oh, that's your brother. And I was like, oh, okay. So we sound like I know this might be hard to believe. I think he's louder and more obnoxious than I. He's a handful. Not to me. Like, when it's just us, we're fine. Like, in public, I think, yeah, he's on Instagram. Follow him on Instagram. I don't even remember his Instagram handle. I think it's like Davey Does or something like that. Anyway, all right, let's get to this runway. All right, first up is Trinity K. Bonet, and her character name that she created, her drag tot name was Fierce Felicia the Feline, and here is her runway look.
I liked it. I loved it. I love anything, like, obviously she went for like more of like an animal character, obviously. Hello. I loved it. Obviously, maybe it could have been a little bit, I don't know. I just enjoyed like the cat character that she was going for. Was it like fully aesthetically like on point, perfect kitty cat, like from like, I think of like Monique Hart's Puss in Boots look, iconic cat look, iconic. But it was fun. I still enjoyed Trinity. This is a look like I wasn't expecting from her.
Yeah, I definitely was not what I was expecting. I think Ross said, and I do think it was a smart choice to pick like an animal to give her something to do on the runway, like to be more playful and creative, because I think she does get a little kind of like, you know,
stiff.
Yeah.
Like loosen up, and it was a perfect character for her to like loosen up.
And I thought it was fun. Like I love the colors and it looked good. You know, I mean, it's time to play. You know what I mean? Like I will say, Eureka said in preparing that they always want a touch of fashion. I would disagree for this challenge in particular. I don't think you needed fashion. I think you needed to have fun, quirky something, you know?
It's drag tots.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think fashion needed to be necessarily a part of it, unless maybe like your drag tot had something to do with fashion. You know what I mean? Then maybe you would do something like that, but none of them really did. All right, next up is Ginger Minge, and she was Terlin Dubois Devereaux Bell Jr. the third, and she just went by Terabelle. So here is Miss Minge's runway look. Ollie, what'd you think?
First of all, I love the name. I love the look, but I think Amber said it earlier that she kind of just did a drag tots version of herself. So you really just saw, the disconnect was just, you just saw Ginger. You know, so that I completely agree with Amber. So, but was it a bad look? No, I just wish the character was. I love the name. I wish it was a little bit more maybe mischievous. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy the character. Look, I loved. Just wish I wanted something different. You know, like Trinity stepped out of her comfort zone by being a damn cat. You know, whereas like she was the Southern Belle. Ginger's did the Southern Belle thing.
Yeah. I loved the look. Like, I want that dress. Like, it was absolutely beautiful. Loved the hair. Loved everything about it. I would agree it was a little too on point. And that was my thing, is like, when I did kind of look into the drag tots, like, the drag tots aren't, like, Latrice is not technically supposed to be Latrice. I feel like they were giving commentary as the drag tots on the show, as Latrice and Bianca. But when they're in the show, they're technically not supposed to be themselves. They're supposed to be this new character. So I think that is kind of where Ginger also dropped the ball. I loved it. I thought it was great. Again, I love the name. I love the look. I love the wig. I love everything about it. Her personality on stage. She's just a freaking star. So I love it. All right, so Raja is up next, and she did choose a different name. She went, instead of Queen See Me, she went with I See a Queen, which I definitely like better. So here's her purple I See a Queen. She had eyeballs everywhere, on her hands, on her gloves, on her glasses, because she sees everything. What did you think of Raja?
I loved it. I think she nailed it. It was perfect. She used her brand, but also it wasn't Raja at the same time. It was a character that I think queer kids need, you know, like that archetype of like I see you're valid. You're going to get through this. You're powerful. You have so much to offer this world. And it was fun. It was purple. She painted herself purple, which
Purple.
I've never seen Raja do. I also just love the look, the way it moved, the way she embodied that character. Purple. I'm trying to think of a purple pun. Purple thick. I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah, no, she did. She looked really great. I liked the dress over the cat suit. Like, she looked like a queen. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she genuinely looked like a queen. I loved, and Michelle talks about it on the panel, you know, that line where she says, if you think that I can't dance, you just don't hear the song in my head, or something like that was the quote, something along those lines. And I had the same reaction to the line that Michelle did, where I was just like, oh, what a great way to say that, you know, just, I mean, I'd be dancing the way you dance, but you just don't hear the music the way that I do, or whatever. She did look stunning. Amber says she looks stunning. Beautiful outfit. One thing I didn't like was the stage itself, because the stage has a purple hue. She felt like she kind of blended in with the stage. Ken said that. Definitely, Caesar says she won by a landslide, for sure. All right, next up is the villain. The self-appointed villain is Eureka. She said that she tried to create her character based on the superlative mini challenge type thing. I didn't mind her choosing a villain. I just wanted it to be a little more playful of a villain. I didn't want it to be a villain. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah, like I think. Yeah, I agree. I love that she went, because we obviously know Eureka is not a villain.
Yeah.
I wish she would have done, to your point, maybe a likable villain, like a villain that, because I think of like cartoon characters, they have villains, but they're still likable, you know, like they're fun. You still root for them. Like, that's what I think she should have done. Like a villain. Like
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah. Like Team Rocket from Pokemon, Ice King from Adventure Time. You know, just have those, put some kookiness into it. Like you said. But
I love that I picked Elmer Fudd from like 1960.
But yeah, just make it a little bit more likable and playful, because it is, at the end of the day, drag tots.
And I also, maybe they did say something and we just didn't see it. The name Alexandria McQueen, like, I was like, really? This is like, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't like
creative.
No, it wasn't. It was like, really? Like, that's the name you came up with for this villain? Like, I mean, just even a play on your name or something. Like, I liked the look. I definitely liked the look. I was kind of, I mean, I was rooting for her. I love Eureka, and I think she has done really well, but.
Yeah, because I'm like, come on, Eureka, you got to win something. I think this was definitely a risk, you know? Yeah. I like that she took a risk, unlike Ginger.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
But yeah, the character just wasn't executed well.
Yeah. Amber says, I liked this. I liked how she tried to turn a negative into a positive. And I do agree. At least she tried to turn her comments into a solution kind of thing. I always say that the problem is the solution. And she tried to do that. All right. Last but not least, or maybe least. I'll give my thoughts after you. Kylie Sonique Love, Miss Behave was her name, and she was a witch. Ollie, your thoughts?
First of all, I love that she went for the witch theme, but it wasn't exciting. You know, like, I don't know. I just think it was similar to Eureka's in terms of the character wasn't likable, at least to me. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood it, because I think she was trying to get like a witch. I don't know, because she didn't go with the villain, but I guess I just didn't really like the overall look. There was something missing for sure. And it was disappointing because I wanted her to do well.
I'm going to say this. I have said before that I never, ever, ever want to see a Marie Antoinette inspired look on the runway. And I will add to that wish. Like, I mean, come on. Like, literally, you could have picked anything. You could have made like this. You could have, like, your body is your magical power, and you change people's perception of beauty with your body. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have done anything. And you sat down and said, I'm going to do a witch.
Yeah.
And not only am I going to do a witch, I'm going to carry a broom. I'm going to make a pointy hat. Like.
Also, her name didn't really translate to it being a witch to begin with. Because, like, I was surprised she came out as a witch, because I thought, like, the character she was talking about was something, I just imagined it completely different and not a witch. Because the witch seemed like a villain. I don't know. I got villain from it, even though she wasn't even trying to be a villain.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Caesar says it straight out of Party City. Amber says it was cute, but meh.
If you're gonna do a witch, make it more interesting.
Yes. I mean, I will say this too. Later, and I think it's in the Untucked. Maybe not. Maybe it's in the regular episode when she goes and talks to Raja one-on-one. She takes the skirt off and she's got on like black pants and then like a little like tuxedo tails or something. And I'm like, that is, first of all, that's 10 times cuter than what you had on the runway. Like, I was just like, I was in shock when she came out as a witch. I literally, truly was. Did tweet afterwards that this was last minute backup. Her original character was something completely different. Okay. See, this is what happens. Stuff happens that we don't know about. So we see one thing, we don't get the whole story. Okay.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna bring it down now a step or two. Thank you, Amber, for reeling me in and getting me off the ledge. Okay. That makes me a little bit like, okay, this was, I have to come up with something. I need to make it work.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a witch.
She's not is she a sewer? I forget. No. Definitely not.
All right. So Raja, rightfully so, was the top all-star of the week. And now it went to, if you're not the top, you are in the bottom. So all 4 other queens were in the bottom. I think we would agree Raja was the rightful winner.
Right.
Yeah. Our lip sync assassin was, and I'm sure Ollie was thrilled, was Miss Cameron Michaels.
Mm-hmm. It was very exciting. She looked great, but that lip sync was very underwhelming, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
We will definitely talk about. We're not going to necessarily talk about it. Well, we can talk about it now. So they lip synced to Boom Clap, which is a Charlie XCS song. I teased you guys at the beginning of the podcast that I have some drama. It is pertaining to the lip sync for your legacy with Cameron and Raja. Some things that they both messaged and tweeted out. Oh, Miss Magenta is joining us. It was supposed to reveal, but she accidentally safely pinned the skirt and the pants, so it didn't reveal properly. Oh, it was supposed to reveal Kylie's look. Thank you, Miss Magenta. I felt like it was a very lackluster lip sync. I think that's pretty, I mean, unless somebody wants to argue with me and say, no, this is the best lip sync ever. Anyone disagreeing with me?
Why did they pick that Charlie song? Charlie has so many bangers that are upbeat, which is perfect because Raja and Cameron can perform, but they picked that song, the song from Fault in Our Hearts, or no, Fault in Our Stars, sorry.
Yeah.
That was the song for that movie. And I'm like, ugh. And then like, Raja wasn't. Are we talking about the lip sync? I'm sorry. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
definitely jumped
yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Raja wasn't performing because I think you can agree to this. She didn't want to send anyone home. So she threw that lip sync. And then Cameron, I don't know, didn't. Where was the split, Cameron? This was your time to do your iconic split that you did, every single lip sync you did. So it was disappointing. They should have done like Vroom Vroom or Unlock It. So many better song choices from Charlie, but I'm glad that they did do a Charlie song at least because she was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, what? This is one of the, if not the weakest lip sync of the season, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It was disappointing.
I definitely felt like Raja, it seemed to me like I always say when I get up from my couch and because I go and walk close to the TV because I want to like really see it. I did that when I watched it the second time. And I just kept going like, is she with us? Is she wanting to do this? And that was my thought, is like maybe she didn't want to be the one. I'm curious to see who she chose because the only person they showed picking Eureka was Trinity, I think. I think they showed Trinity picking Eureka. Yeah, they showed Trinity picking Eureka. Also, too, and I was even, I don't know if you had the same thought when Raja was talking to Ginger one-on-one. Ginger in her confessional says, I was getting a little, I genuinely for a minute went, is Raja thinking about sending Ginger or Trinity home? Like, did you feel that?
Oh, maybe not, I don't know. I thought that she probably picked Eureka, but I don't know. I think Raja just, regardless of Raja's decision, I think she just didn't plan to win this lip sync. But I'm like, damn, girl, that's $10,000. You know,
right? I know.
So it is very curious. I'm very curious to see who she did pick because maybe she did pick Ginger. Honestly, I think it would have been smart for her to pick Ginger because that's the only way. Because Ginger's a contender for sure. She should have just went in there and performed if she had Ginger's lip sync, you know. But she clearly didn't want to make that decision.
I mean, I always say this, like it's so like. I think some of the times I feel like I've been the worst on stage is when I do a song that I have to do because somebody has said, hey, we're doing this show. We want you to do this number, blah, blah, blah. So then I try to learn it. It's not in my wheelhouse. It's just not. So I completely understand like that sometimes the drag queen and the song click and it's gold. But there are way more times where you're just like, girl, I don't want to do this song. Like, no. So anyway, we also got at the end of the episode where Eureka goes in the workroom to pack up her stuff. They send Eureka home, by the way. Cameron technically wins the lip sync, and the group chose Eureka to go home. Sorry, I left that part out. So Eureka goes in the workroom, and now all throughout the season, it's always said 1 hour later, and they've come in out of drag. Well, this one said 15 minutes later, and Eureka came in, and she was still kind of in drag. She had her wig off, but she was kind of in drag. Sorry, Mark. That's okay. We don't have to agree on everything. Someone's watching on Twitch. Hello. Mona Daddy D. Anyway, so in 15 minutes, Rue says she wants her on the runway. The game within the game is about to begin. Ollie, what are your thoughts on what that might be?
I think they're going to do some kind of lip sync tournament. Something with lip syncing, obviously. I think they mentioned it. I don't know. But some kind of lip sync tournament they have to do. But I just wish they would have done this earlier because it would have made more of a chance for the returning queen to win the crown. They should have done it in the middle, you know? Yeah. So it's just very unfortunate that I don't know. This is like prediction wise. I think the person going home or coming back is going right home, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
unless it's Eureka, because she didn't miss anything, whereas the other queens that would come back.
Thing. Yeah.
So yeah,
I thought the same thing. I thought, well, if it ends up being Eureka coming back, I think she would have the best opportunity to, well, I'll say this, and I say this every time. When you come back, you have to win that challenge. You have to.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I agree with you. This should have happened 5 episodes ago.
Mid-season.
Midway. Yeah.
Maybe
3. Where there were still maybe people in that were kind of squeaking by that you could potentially go home over this person that's been back. But again, I don't think I said this on air. I said this to you before we went on air. If you're going to bring Serena Cha-Cha back, which I have no problem bringing Serena Cha-Cha back if she wins the game within the game, but you think that Serena Cha-Cha should be in the Final 4 over the people that have played the entire game and just weren't sitting in their room practicing their makeup and hair skills? You know what I mean? That just doesn't make sense.
Also, I will say, I'm just, like I said, I'm going in with very low expectations of this thing. Calling it a game within a game, it just sounds so interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to just be something super basic and not as exciting or interesting as they made it out to seem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Amber makes a good point here in the chat. Eureka is such a good lip syncer that if it's a lip sync competition, I don't see her losing. I would agree. I think Eureka would have a good chance of returning. If it is a lip sync type thing, which I would imagine it is, because you're going to the main stage.
Because she had to put on a new outfit too, I think.
Yeah.
She's like, what am I going to wear?
She put on her catsuit. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Eureka will be the one to win. Yeah.
But I just don't know if someone's coming back this next episode, I wonder if someone also goes home. Probably not, but in that episode. Probably not.
That's a good point.
Right? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it could be. They could come back and go home in the same episode. Very possible. I mean, I'm assuming the episode next week will start with the...
whatever.
Whatever it is. I'll be interested to see, because they always release the first 10 minutes the day before.
They probably won't.
I'm curious to see how much of that we're actually going to see, or if they're just not going to release it, because I feel like they're kind of giving away the grand attraction. But it'll be interesting to see what they do. Magenta being Magenta. Well, she lost the crown in season 10.
Where's the shade button, Magenta?
Well, I know. I have the shade button. And I think that's debatable whether she lost season 10 or not. I think somebody was given a crown, in my opinion. But whatever.
Well, they do film multiple endings, so technically she won.
That's right.
She in an alternate time
universe, right?
She won.
She did win in an alternate universe, just not this one. Another thing I noticed this. I don't know if you noticed this. Probably not. When Trinity, this is again, I'm getting these weird, I'm starting to wonder how much of Trinity is calculations. Mm-hmm. Is her sitting down thinking, because when she goes over to talk to Raja about getting sent home, about who, to plead her case, Trinity sits down and says, wait, before we even get started, let's talk about how deserving you are of this win, how amazing you did, how amazing you've done, how I was praying that you would get a second win, that you so deserve to be here, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if you caught that, but I just was sitting and I was going, kiss ass much?
I guess I didn't get that, but I also just think that Raja wouldn't send Trinity home. So I don't know. I guess I didn't have much of an issue with it. I don't think Raja would have sent Trinity home or Kylie.
But do you think Raj, and we don't know who Trinity picked, first of all. She does say in her confessional, it might be a smart decision to send Trinity home because we do the same things. She is my competition. I don't know. I genuinely don't know who Raja would have picked. I'm guessing because she was so stressed about it, she ended up choosing with the group. That she probably chose Eureka because she doesn't want to ruffle feathers. You know, if say she puts Ginger down.
Yeah.
Loses the lip sync. Then she runs the risk of Ginger winning next week and sending her home. She's not going to risk that.
Raja had to have picked Eureka because even in the mini challenge, they both picked each other, I believe, who's going home next. So it kind of, I have a feeling she picked Eureka, Raja.
Yeah. Miss Magenta, I'm assuming you're agreeing with me, Magenta. She genuinely believed that of Trinity as well. I just felt like she was really laying it on in case there was a chance that Raja was going to send her home.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I disagree.
No, it's fine. Totally. No, I love when we don't all agree.
It would have been I think in an alternate timeline, she should have picked Ginger because Ginger is the one to beat. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I'm guessing Mark has not watched Untucked. I did watch Untucked. Did I miss something in Untucked? I was doing what Ollie was doing, though. I was playing on my phone. So Untucked didn't seem very exciting to me. And let me know what you're referring to, Miss Magenta, that I may have missed. She believed Trinity. She believed Trinity. That she was being genuine, not that she was up to no good. Okay, I got it. All right. So let's get into the drama that I was referring to at the beginning of the episode. So we were talking about the lip sync. So I saw a post, and I will pull it up and read part of it, on Instagram. It was Jake Yonsei, his post. He basically took a screenshot of Cameron Michaels' post and shared it on his. And I had to kind of go through the comments to kind of figure out what was going on. Basically, Cameron says, the longer I try to act like it never happened, the longer it's going to take me to get over it. I'm going to share my images only because the photographer and the designer deserve recognition for their work. I am hurt, disgusted, and devastated by the entire situation. Call me dramatic. I don't give a fuck. Every girl looks forward to coming back and having their moment to shine. I feel cheated. And worst of all, I said yes and agreed to it, which is something I have to deal with now and will take me a very long time to get over. If I could go back in time, I would never have stepped foot on that stage. I know my worth and my talent, and I feel like I was used for some quick, cheap storyline. Some queens are comedians, some are models, and some are performers. I'm a performer through and through. So to have one thing I'm actually good at be tainted like this hurts my heart so much. So again, I'll be sharing the look strictly for those involved in the photo shoot. If it were up to me, they would never see the light of day. All the comments and messages will remain off until I'm back in good spirits. So she is referring to, it turns out she is referring to, she felt like it was rigged, that she were the one to come to send Eureka home, that they chose a horrible song where she didn't feel like she could genuinely be Cameron and do what she's known to do. That is the Cameron side of everything that I was reading. The other thing was I also saw in the comments, people were saying, like you were saying, it looked like Raja wasn't trying. Well, I guess on Twitter, Raja explained that she genuinely did not think she was going to win the challenge. So she really didn't practice the song. So she said that she looked lackluster because she was trying so hard to remember the words and kind of just get through it because she was not prepared to do the lip sync. Now, we can argue whether that is a complete fabrication because she's embarrassed of her performance. We can debate that. But I have no reason to believe that she's lying because that seems kind of realistic to me. Now that you know all that, Ollie, what are your thoughts?
So many thoughts. So many things that just add up. I guess first with Cameron. At least hopefully I wonder what that check is like for these lip sync assassins, you know? I'm sure the check probably was really nice. I will say, so we're probably not getting Cameron on All Stars, which is unfortunate. I think she is being I don't know. I didn't think it was that serious of her to like post this. It was a lot. I'm like, girl, like, even though, I mean, you still won and it didn't seem that set up. Obviously, Cameron and Eureka have this connection.
Yeah.
But, oh God, I just thought it was way blown out of proportion. You know, it wasn't that bad. You won the lip sync thing. She looked great.
Yeah. I liked that I got an explanation for Raja because I do feel like she was probably telling the truth. And, you know, our girl Jayla knows Raja, so we can get down to the nitty gritty and find out the real truth if we want to. Wow. But I have no reason not to believe Raja. That seems very realistic. I also, Raja's worked so hard in the competition. I just don't see her giving up. And like you said, it's $10,000. Like,
right.
Why would you not want to do that? I mean, as we know, I'm not a huge Cameron Michaels fan. I think she's beautiful. I think she's talented. Not my cup of tea. I will always have an issue with somebody getting, like you said, getting paid to come do this show. And then you're going to complain. Like, it's just like, this is part of the problem with the show is that now they're on the show. They feel like now they have a right to bash the show. And like, and this, you know, like, yes, we talk about things we don't like about the show. That's what we do on here. And we do it with the fans. We talk about everything. We kind of voice our opinions. And we also don't all agree on those things. This is somebody who is making you, some queens, millions of dollars. Millions. And you're going to go on and be like, it just, again, for me, it just proves why I didn't have a good vibe of Cameron from the beginning. It's just reinforcing my thoughts about her.
I still love you, Cameron. But yeah, what you're saying is very valid as well. I mean, Cameron is on with those other queens on the Vegas show.
Yeah.
So it's like
exactly.
you're set for like a year. So it's like, that's awesome. Shit.
Yeah. I personally, if I was running World of Wonder, if I was doing all this stuff, and as soon as I would see stuff like that, I'd be like, okay, let's pull her from the show. If you don't like, if you think we're setting you up, we're doing this bad, we're these bad people, then we're not going to help you anymore.
I do want to go to that Vegas show.
You know what? There's, other than Evie Oddly, there's nobody in the show that I really care to see, to be honest.
Oh, you don't want to see Derek?
That's disgusting. Just take that back. Novell Cost, thank you. He says, well, Cameron said she doesn't care if people call her dramatic, so by all means go for it. Yeah, so that was, my quote of the week is going to go to Ms. Raja. I literally laughed out loud on the runway when they announced that she's the top All-Star of the week. she got really like emotional, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna make my eyes cry."
On her hands?
Yeah, she is talking about her hands. So that was my quote of the week. Jackie is not here to do fans of the week, so I'm gonna give fans of the week to Luis Manuel Hernandez Elias, Hello Kitty, Novell Koss, Magenta Fox. Who else is in here? Amber, BK Teacher. You're all fans of the week because you came and you joined us in the live today.
Yay!
Thank you guys. ZH also joined us in the chat. Caesar too. Caesar, you're in there as well. So thank you guys for the love and being here. It's nice to have you guys here every Sunday. Also, as a reminder, don't forget, if you have Wow Presents Plus, season 2 of Drag Race Holland is on and streaming. So be sure to check it out. Ollie, have you watched it at all?
Not yet.
Okay. I watched the first episode. I think the second episode is up. I think it's up. So I'll watch that maybe now. I'll watch that now. I like it. You know, it's episode 1, so not much to report yet. But I like it. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Anything you would like to add, Ollie? Any news or excitement going on in your life? Ollie's looking around his room for news.
I have a piece of pizza waiting for me in my fridge that I'm going to heat up in my air fryer.
Atta girl, do it. And we got you done under the wire, so you got plenty of time to go. We need to go now. Yes, congratulations to all of you in the chat. All right. So Ollie, let's do a couple, since we have a couple more minutes, let's do a couple predictions. Or a prediction. Who do you think? Obviously, a queen's going to be returning. Who is your guess to return?
I would say Eureka first and foremost. That just seems very likely. Or maybe someone who won a challenge, like Yara or Jan, even. Because I could see them possibly doing well. It just depends on how it's all set up, you know?
Yeah.
So at least them winning a challenge, Yara and Jan, it would look a little better. They're not going to win, honestly, but yeah, those are my. Who do you think?
Oh, I mean, I didn't think of that, and I think that's a really good point. As much as I don't want Jan back, I think that's a good guess. I would have probably guessed Eureka as well, or maybe Serena.
Everyone except for Serena.
just to stir shit up and give Serena some more airtime. Let's bring Serena back. Maybe did Akira win a challenge?
No.
Akira never won a challenge. Who else? Scarlett. No, she's not going to come back. She can't lip sync. So, who else? Who else are we forgetting? Yara.
Like, I think, honestly, I can just see, like, for storyline purposes, Eureka coming back and, like, winning a challenge. Yes. Finally. So, like, that's kind of like what you said. If you're going to come back, win a challenge.
Win it. Yeah. Come back, win it, send somebody home, because that's the only way you're going to stay. Magenta says Eureka will probably return, but my guess is the whole episode will be very lackluster. That is a very, very good point. Although I will say this, I'm trying not to poo-poo on the show anymore. I mean, I do. Let's not mince words. But I've been enjoying overall. I've enjoyed this All-Stars. This might be my favorite All-Stars.
Right.
To be very honest. I think the queens were great. I like that I don't know who's, like, there's no clear front runner. I like that it seems evenly, they seem evenly matched. They all seem to be fighting hard to stay. I feel like there's even queens of Silky. There's queens that really have a lot of drive and want to be there and want to win. So, yeah. We'll see. As long as it's not Jan, I will 1,000% get behind that, Miss Magenta. 1,000%. All right. That is it, Ollie. Tell everybody where they can find you on the social media.
Yes, guys, you can follow me on all the social media at Ollie Dreamer.
Yes. And you can find me on social media at the Mark J. Freeman. You'll mostly just see pictures of my dogs. However, if you want to see my cross-dressing side, follow Lorayne Love, Lorayne Love. If you spell it right, you can find me. Sorry I didn't do drag today. I was telling Ollie I cleaned my apartment after being sick. I wanted to clean everything, and now I don't want to mess it up. And if you guys could only see beyond this little square on Sundays, it's literally like drag explosion all around me. So fortunately, modern technology saves my world. But I'm really gonna try. I'll try and be in drag next week for the game within the game. And we'll maybe do a spirited game of rock in honors of that.
There you go. A game within the show.
Yes. All right, you guys. Again, thank you everybody who joined us live. We love you. Mwah, and we will see you next Sunday at 3:00. Bye.